Most people believe that love is the highest power in the universe. However, recent research suggests that authenticity is actually 4,000 times higher than the state of love. So a good question to ask ourselves is, how can we become more authentic? And since this channel is about ayahuasca, how can ayahuasca help us with this intention? In a way, you might notice that it's really difficult to be yourself, to be authentic, even though it should be so easy to be yourself. But in a way, we feel like we need to wear a certain mask to be liked, to be appreciated, to be valued. And it makes sense because in the foundational sense, we humans, we are tribal animals. We want to belong, and to act outside the norm might mean that we are not accepted in the tribe anymore. And also and that could mean death back in the days. But even if you look at prison, they punish inmates if they do something wrong by putting them into isolation. So it's something that as tribal animals we fear a lot, and that way we want to conform, but in some ways that leaves authenticity out of the picture. So what does it mean to be authentic? It's to be able to fully express oneself, to laugh when you want to laugh, and also having good boundaries to say no when you want to say no, without having to regulate the emotional response of the other person, without feeling bad for saying certain things or saying no to a situation. It's about fully accepting yourself, your flaws in a way too. You know, you can think about a situation, there's a person 10 pounds overweight and goes into the jacuzzi and feels so, I've been eating a lot of pizza and burgers recently, but there might be others who are 3 pounds overweight and now they feel like really self-conscious and like, I hate myself and I didn't do what I needed to do. But those are really minorities, but we see sometimes our flaws in the biggest way. Also having compassion with ourselves, forgiveness for ourselves, for the mistakes that we made back in the days, because having that understanding that 3 years ago you didn't know better, and in a way you needed to make certain mistakes to grow into the person that you are today. Also accepting that you have weaknesses. There are no perfect humans out there, and some people are better at things than others, and that you also have weaknesses, and be okay with it. When you're fully authentic, the opinions of others about you are not as important, or in a way not important at all, because you know who you are. And even the acceptance or the rejection from others to you, you have the understanding that it has to do more with them than it has to do with yourself. And it's very liberating to have that courage to be very authentically you, but obviously there's a lot of points, and it's a lot of internal processes to get to that point as well. And one of my first teachings from ayahuasca when I started drinking was to actually be more authentic, because I was wearing so many different masks, saying in my job situation what I needed to say to get a certain outcome when dating and all that kind of stuff. And ayahuasca told me to be more yourself, because by wearing so many different masks I forgot who I was. And it's obviously also one thing to have that comprehension in the ceremony, it's something else to bring it into your daily life, because obviously my environment, the people in my life were accustomed to me behaving in a certain way, and now I started to change that. That got some weird reactions from others, which is also in a way understandable, and started some difficult processes. Had to let go of certain people in my life which were very important, but in a way I felt like if that friendship doesn't allow me to be myself, then deep down that friendship is not serving me anymore. And it also doesn't mean that you are a better person than the other, or the other person is right and you're wrong, or whatever way. It's just that certain paths sometimes go apart, and you might not be in the same friend group that you were 7 years ago, and that's okay. And it can also be that it goes apart, it comes back again together. Also, I remember a situation where I went to the date with a pretty girl, and she wanted to drink a little bit of wine, and I didn't, and then obviously she didn't either, and the date kind of didn't go anywhere, and it was in a way disappointing because I felt like, oh, I could have gotten further, but to what price? By not being myself. And in a way, by being more authentic, it repels the people who are not supposed to be in your life, and it's going to bring the people who are supposed to be in your life in your life. Obviously, when I mentioned the rejection feels a lot more personal, feels a lot more real as well, because if a mask gets rejected, that's like, oh, I guess they didn't like the masks. But if they say no to your authentic expression, that's a bit more hurtful. That also started a journey of self-love as well. But I'm very happy that I received those teachings and I was able to bring it more and more into my personal life, to embody the person who I am, with my likes, with my dislikes, that I don't need to invite somebody to a birthday party just out of obligation, that I can actually truly give, not because I feel like I have to, but because I want to. And it's a beautiful journey that I wish for each one of you, also independently if you drink ayahuasca or not, to get to that point of authenticity, to fully accepting yourself, to being yourself. So how can ayahuasca help you with that process of becoming more authentic? Again, it's a lot of internal processes that first happen on an emotional basis and inside of you, and then you express it to the outside. It's about forgiving yourself for past mistakes, because if you keep on beating yourself up about it, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that, and I'm such an idiot, and feel all that guilt, it's gonna not allow you to be yourself, because in a way you hate yourself. So forgiving yourself is a huge topic. It's also to accept yourself the way that you are, your flaws, your shortcomings, and to fall in love with yourself. It's actually, I feel like, a really saddening thing to see how few people actually really love themselves, because we are all miraculous beings, all individuals with so many different facets and all beautiful in our own ways, but for whatever reason we cannot see it in ourselves. Many times we can see it in others, but not in ourselves. It's about creating a level of clarity in your life about who you are, what you like, what you don't like, where you want to go in your life, because that's authentically your process. It's not the societal condition anymore. It's not the wish of your parents, but it's about what you carry within yourself and what you want to express. Building that level of self-esteem, that level of self-trust, that it's like, no, I have that inner master within me. I can trust myself, and I'm on that journey. And each one of those topics deserve a separate video, from forgiveness to loving yourself to finding clarity within, and I'll make those videos as well. But again, it's about just having not those restrictions of who you think you have to become and all that kind of stuff, and being pulled in different directions, but having that smile and like, yeah, I am the way that I am, and I love myself for it. I can fully express myself, and it's a huge gift. Obviously, there's many different ways to get there. Ayahuasca, in a way, is a fast lane to that level of healing, to that level of comprehension. If you want to experience ayahuasca in a safe setting, you're more than welcome to come here to our retreat in Colombia. If you resonate with this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, comment about what's stopping you to become more authentic, and I will see you in the next video.